ancestry and parts of the country to be here, parts of the world to be here. We're going to start with a toast to Ellen, so if we could fill up our glasses.
There is some non-alcoholic champagne. If anybody wants. So I'll just take one and pass it along.
Oh, got it.
Alright. Yeah, somebody else wants to. Oh, another one. Do you feel like pouring more? Sure.
I already have a glass.
You look pouring. Yes. So we're pouring.
This way, and if they can get circulated back.
Right, catch.
They're circulating. You're a little gun shy. Yeah.
Jude, you want to what? What?
Pass it on.
This is about to pop the bubble size.
Anyone else back there?
Yeah, it's moderately sweet. Is that what you asked? Yeah. I would say. You're going for moderately sweet. I'll go for the red.
This is the red. You want it moderately sweet? I don't know which one.
Yeah, I would say the red's probably sweeter.
Is there any white left?
Anybody want red champagne? You still need champagne back there? You're good. Champagne?
Yeah. Here ones I handed out little.
My friends own a bed and breakfast right down there.
Everybody with
that? Al, my friends own a bed right now.
That's his car with pie.
Anybody else need champagne?
Nobody ever needs it.
Oh, wait. I don't need that one. Right, there's more on the table here.
Okay.
Does anybody not have that would like or need each other? Need some champagne?
Yes, I need a glass.
You know?
If they're with their parents, it's not illegal. She could have gone to Iraq 3 years ago. She could have gone to Iraq 3 years ago.
Can everybody hear this? Can you hear this? Great. So fantastic. So once again, we're all here as part of Ellen's extended family, people who love her and are delighted to see this fantastic transition that you're making. And it's interesting hearing the birds, because I was thinking that it's like we all, I hope, provide part of the kind of more than the foundation, the mountain from which you and like a bird in flight are just taking off into your life. So, congratulations, fantastic. Welcome to the world, new high school graduates. To Ellen. Ellen will come speak, Naomi will speak, and then we'll all have a chance to share our reflections. Come on up.
Okay, so, everyone hear me?
No, you've got to put it talk into the mic.
Talk into the mic, okay.
We can hear you anyway.
I need this to be higher.
You know how to project. We can hear you.
Back, you can practice.
There you go.
No higher. I'm not short.
We heard that.
That's better, okay. So, I think, what? How is this funny? Whatever. Okay, am I talking to the mic now? Yes. Okay. So I think I overcompensated a little bit for the speech I was not allowed to make yesterday. I know large. It's also double spaced and size 16 font. So we probably won't be here all night. But if we are, you love me. So it's okay. Okay. So now I'm gonna start with the written speech. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so for so long I have fantasized about my senior speech, when I will say, I assumed I would be speaking at the Long Trail graduation. However, this was not part of my plan. I would have been so excited to be able to thank everyone under that big white tent, but I have to let that go now, and it's really not all it's cracked up to be, after waiting all year to receive my diploma. I remember over those past years at Long Trail thinking of things that I would put in my senior speech, and now they aren't relevant, and I can't remember them anyway. So I just wrote this one, and it's not about Long Trail anymore. It's about my life and moving on with it. First, I would like to thank all of you for making the trip today to celebrate my graduation, and especially to Grandpa Irving for letting us use his house. We have a wide berth of locations today, all the way from Middletown Springs to Ohio to Florida to Switzerland. It means so much to me to look out at you all and see all of your supportive faces. Your support is what has gotten me through this year. Every single one of you has made it a little bit easier. This has been a difficult year, to say the least, but it is finally over. To be honest, I wasn't sure if I would get through it, but I just kept taking it day by day, and here I am, a Long Trail graduate. I contemplated many different forms of protest over these past weeks to show John Suter that I could not be bullied, and the range was very wide. From holding up a sign and gagging myself to speaking anyhow or tying myself to the podium. And I can't forget the possibility of vomiting on John. But when the other graduates were receiving their diplomas and my name was coming closer, I realized I couldn't speak. I turned to my mom and said, "Hand me the banner," because I had, sure enough, prepared a banner thanking everyone. But my mom said to me, "The best thing to do is to go up there with your best face forward and get that diploma and leave. You would come off looking childish if you were to speak." And so I did just that. I was silent. I followed her advice because on this, at least I knew she was right.
For once in your life, Naomi, you were right.
I wanted to make a small point, though. Instead of going in front of the stage and receiving my diploma, I walked up on the stage and walked up past all the seniors and received my diploma. Just my last little point I had to make to placate myself. I have learned how important it is to move on, and I know I can't focus on the past because I can only change the future. So right now, the future is this speech, not the one I wasn't allowed to make yesterday, and the future is especially not John Suter III. His importance has evaporated along with bad English teachers and petty power trips. So, from this moment on, I am living my future, and no one can take that away from me or make my accomplishments seem any less bright. So now I want to thank some individuals. I would like to thank my friends. First, I want to thank Alicia for putting up with my crazy plots this year, although you helped with some of them, my insane love conquests, and just typical me. I will miss our sleeping bag parties, and you know you will too. I love you, girl. I won't stop calling, I promise. I want to thank Talia, although she isn't here, for being my friend, even if that wasn't a popular decision. I will miss playing my new songs for you, and although I can no longer play them to you as soon as I write them, I promise you that I will think of you when I write them. I'm glad that our friendship has come out with us intact and on top. I have managed to filter out the fake friends, consequently ending with me inviting like 8 kids, but better a few friends than 40 I don't. I've learned how to know who to trust this year and how to deal with the pain most recently. I would like to thank Tracy for so much, but primarily for having the confidence to cast me as Golda. This is going to be hard to say goodbye, I know. We have been putting this moment off for a while now, but it's finally come to a close. It was one of the best feelings when I was looking at the cast list for my name for Fiddler on the Roof, and I was looking at the part I thought I would get, and my name wasn't there, and with a sinking heart, I looked down the list, and my name was nowhere. So I looked up to the very top, and there I was, second to Tevye, and my heart leaped up to its regular place. I want to thank Dave Wesley for giving me the room to expand and grow in the art room. I would like to thank Charlie Rockwell for the time he has spent making my demo CD with me, ×2. I will treasure that time forever. On a similar musical note, no pun intended, Mark, I would like to thank Melissa Chesnut-Tangerman for being one of my biggest and strongest support systems. With Melissa, I don't even have to say anything, and she just knows. She has a way of tuning into people's feelings and then working to accommodate them. There has been little time for Melissa and me to talk this year, but she has managed to keep me grounded and to remind me I'm not alone, with one of those smiles that just says, "I get it, hold on." And I do. She is part of why I have. I would like to tell a story that I think symbolizes Melissa's strength and forwardness. For the first cabaret this year, I was very late and hadn't been at rehearsal and hadn't practiced my songs with her, and then added insult to injury by not being in the pack when everyone was warming up and I was still sound checking. Melissa took me aside and very plainly told me, "Ellen, I am not happy with you," and went on to list all those reasons I previously mentioned. Now, the moral of this story isn't don't piss off Melissa, although that is a close second. The point is that Melissa handled this in such an eloquent, upfront, and honest way. She told me what she needed to say to get it off her chest. This is the kind of person I aspire to be. I wouldn't be the songwriter I am today without Melissa. I wouldn't be singing at all without Melissa. She has rebuilt my self-confidence from nothing to the point where I can, without rehearsal, pull off a solo, although I don't advise it. Melissa, I can't begin to sum up what the time with you has meant. And I'm going to stop here, but I will finish by saying I will miss you more than I can say. I would like to thank my family for being the best and most supportive family I could ever wish for. Thank you so much for making it all the way here. I realized last night that my family is so much wider than my immediate biological one. I have a multitude of mothers. I have my true mother, and then I have my many surrogate mothers. Clemma, Anna, my godmother, Ariel, my Aunt Laura, and of course Melissa. I am so lucky to have so many strong, supportive, capable women as an example to model myself after. I think that it is so great that I have such a diverse family. We are one of a kind, and we take in whoever needs taking in. Grandpa, it is thanks to you and Grandma Joyce that we have such an expansive family, larger than just my blood relatives. For the last of my thank yous to the alive and well is to my mom. I can't say anything you don't know, and I can't say much without crying. I'm wearing liquid eyeliner and a pink dress, and I will say that you have been the reason I have stuck it through it all. I couldn't have done it without you, to follow the cliche, but cliches are cliches for a reason because they are true. I love our late night chats that leave us both exhausted, thinking about the world and all the little things we see the same way. It's better late than never to figure out how similarly we think. I'm so much for not crying. Anyway, you aren't only my mom, you're my best friend. Now I want to thank the people who can't be here today, or any day for that matter. I want to thank my dad for loving me fiercely for the 2 years he could, and for leaving me with his love of music and his talent too. Next, I want to thank my great-grandmother Joyce for inspiring me with her love of literature. And last, I would like to thank my grandmother Ellen for leaving me with her sure confidence in principles of right and wrong. Though I never knew her, she has inspired me to be strong and stand up for what is right, even if that isn't the popular path. My whole family has a way of doing what they need to do and taking a path that has not been treaded on often or ever. That doesn't scare us off. We don't get scared off or bullied. We do what is right. And I would like to finish my speech with a poem by Robert Frost. You can probably guess which one. Okay. The Road Not Taken. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though, as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Thank you.